So in this video, we're going to be talking about intuition. Is it real? Do you have it? How to make it work for you? Now, the biggest problem that I see with any form of intuition, extrasensory perception, is that most people, don't realize that they have this superhuman power. Actually, let me stop there. It's not really superhuman power, it's a normal human power. But the problem is most people are not accessing even their normal abilities, their normal traits. Second of all, is that when people are even aware of intuition or aware of some other form of sensory perception, they're not quite sure how to use it or whether they're using it right or how to make it work. Now, when it comes to intuition, when it comes to extrasensory perception, let me just ask you this. Have you ever had a moment where maybe you meet someone new, right? And then you see that person and then on the surface, they look happy, they look good, they look like someone that you should speak to. But then deep down inside, you have this feeling and you're like, something's a bit off about this person, right? Something's not quite right. Have you had a moment where then when you found out later that there was something off about this person, there was something not quite right about this person, and your gut feeling, your intuition was right? If you've had that situation, I ask you as well, have you had a situation where you've had that gut feeling and maybe, you see someone and this person reminds you of someone in the past, reminds you of, an ex or someone that you didn't quite get along with. And then you had this initial feeling that, I'm not going to get along with this person, not quite the person that I should be interacting with. Then when you get to meet them, you realize that this person's actually pretty cool. This person actually I get along with, I resonate with, and we're actually enjoying the conversation. We're enjoying engaging. But then what's happened there? Your intuition, your gut feeling is not right. So you've had situation A, where it has been right about something, or situation B where it hasn't quite been right. What is the difference between that? In one situation, you had that feeling something's off and it was right. In another situation, you had that feeling something's not quite right, but it was wrong. You see, this is the problem that most people have, is that their intuition is there, but around 50% of the time it's working, 50% of the time it's not. Which in all seriousness is not ideal, because if you've got an important life decision, let's say you've got a business meeting, you've got a new interview, you've got a new date, you've got something important, and now you're getting this intuitive hit. Now it's almost like playing blackjack, right? Playing roulette, 50-50 chance. In fact, blackjack you may have better chances, right? You've got all these different chances that it might not work. Or that it might work, but how do you know what to listen to? So first of all, before we even dive deeper into how intuition works, it's crucial that we understand one key thing here. This one key thing is that intuition, does everybody have it? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Now you might be thinking, but no, I know some people who have never accessed intuition. I know some people who don't even believe in God or the universe or spirituality. Do they have intuition? The fact of the matter is, every single one of us, and this isn't just from what I've read in a book, this is from what I've experienced, from deeper level trainings, deeper level teachings, from some of my spiritual teachers who have then showed me certain things, but not only showed it to me, then allowed me to experience it in real time and see that it can be done. And even if you look back in science, it's been shown that in the last roughly half a decade, even the CIA have been doing certain experiments to enhance people's intuition. And not just intuition, but extrasensory perception, even things like remote viewing, which is basically, for those of you who don't know, is where you can leave body or let your consciousness leave your body, go somewhere else and see things. So in the context of what the CIA were doing, and this has all been declassified online, so you can check this up online on YouTube, you can search it up after this video. This has all been declassified and shown that this is what they were doing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago, where I believe it was the Russians at first were training their soldiers to be psychic spies. Why were they doing this? It's because obviously Russia couldn't necessarily fly over the US or couldn't fly over certain places that easily without being detected, right? Then what they wanted to do, they wanted to see where these secret bases are, what the US is doing. So they trained their spies to become psychic. These are people who didn't necessarily believe in spirituality, didn't necessarily believe in a religion, may have been even atheist. But they allowed them to develop their skills to enhance it to literally 70% of the time. It's been proven 70% of the time, over 70% of the time, what they were seeing in their visions, remote viewing, leaving their current body, going to a different place, literally from Russia to the US, what they were seeing was accurate over 70% of the times. And this was trained. This was going from literally maybe 0% to 10% to 20% to training so that the majority of things that they see was actual real things. So this is linked. So when we talk about remote viewing, extrasensory perception, intuition, this can all be trained. There's so many articles, so many scientific experiments where people have trained people who didn't think they were intuitive, didn't think that they were had these abilities to actually become intuitive, become clairvoyant, become more conscious, and see more than just these physical eyes. Now, what does this mean for you? It means that, one, if you do feel that you are somewhat intuitive, somewhat in tune with your intuition, your gut feeling, your higher power, right? Then amazing. Now, how can we take that from this level to this level? Also, if you do feel like maybe you haven't really accessed your intuition or your clairvoyance or some extrasensory perceptions, you've never really looked into it, you're not sure if you can do it, what does this say for you? It says that people who knew nothing about this, didn't even believe in this, as long as you have an open mind to this possibility, to what could be, then it can all change for you. Then your intuitive powers, your clairvoyant, your clairessence, all the clairs, right, your extrasensory perception could be huge. And I want to invite you to what this could actually mean for you in your life. Literally just think about this. Right now we talk about the five senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, feeling, all those sort of stuff, like hearing. If you lost one of those senses, let's say you lost your hearing, just imagine this. Imagine how different your reality would be if you couldn't hear anything. You could see, you could touch, you could feel, you could taste, but you couldn't hear anything. Imagine how different your life would be. Right? I invite us to now think, okay, let's say you've got your hearing, but you haven't got your seeing, your vision. You could hear things, you can feel things, you can touch things, you can taste things, but you can't see anything. Imagine how different your life would be. Now, what does this mean in the context of intuition? Intuition, some people call it a sixth sense. So imagine right now that most people are walking around without this sense. But to most people, they don't know the difference because to them, they've only known their five senses their whole life. Actually, most people did have that sixth sense earlier in life, but it's been conditioned out of us. But let's not go into that right now. I've got another video on my channel that dives deeper into conditioning and how to unravel conditioning. If you're interested in that, make sure to check out the channel. But on the purpose of this, I just want you to imagine if you never had sight and then all of a sudden sight was open to you. You could see again, you could see everything. Going from seeing nothing to seeing everything, all the colors, all the beauty, all the people, all the faces, all the places. How different your life would be. Now imagine that right now for the literally 90+% of the world, right? 95, 90+% don't have this sixth sense, right? They've got five, but they don't have six. It's like this. Imagine what your life could look like if this sixth sense was open, if this sixth sense was accessed. Meaning that now not only can you see things, can you hear things, can you taste things, can you feel things, can you perceive like that? But now someone tells you something, you instantly get a hit that, oh, what they're saying is not the truth. They told me that they can do this work in 2 weeks, but what I'm feeling is it's going to take them like a month. And that isn't just me thinking that, that's me knowing that. Right? This person over here, on the surface, they look like they could be my soulmate. They look like they could be my two in fame. They look like they could be the one for me. But actually my intuition is guiding me that I shouldn't get involved with this person right now. Now's not the time. Then you save yourself those 1, 2, 3 years of that relationship that was never going to work. Imagine that you instantly knew that this opportunity here, yes, it may look like it's going to cost you 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 pounds to start, but you can see and you can feel, you can know, your intuition is guiding you that this is going to make you millions. This is going to make you so successful. This is going to make you everything that you've ever desired for. Now do you see how just by opening this extra sense, life can be so much more different? Running around, from you now to you opening up this sense, you will literally look back at yourself thinking, I was blind. For the last 20 years, last 30 years, last 50 years, I was blind. But now I see. You see with a new form of seeing. Right? So this is how crucial intuition can be for you. And this is why the CIA, certain secret services were using this information to train their spies, to train their soldiers. Because imagine you had this information where you didn't have to be in the same country, but you could see exactly where the secret bases are located, exactly which base has the missiles in, exactly which place that you should avoid. This is why millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars have been pumped into this knowledge, but hidden from you until now. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, I'm going to quickly break down exactly how this intuition works. So right now, this might be a bit far-fetched for some, but just I invite you to understand this one concept, that time is not as real as you think it is. Right? Let's not even go as far as saying time's not real, it's an illusion. Let's just say time is not quite what you think it is right now. That the past, the present, the future is all one continuum that has happened and is happening already. Now, don't overthink this. Just think of it like a film. You know the old films in cinemas that go round and round and then the light projects onto the film and you see the picture? If you unravel this film, what is it? It's multiple still images on this thing. Now, if you go into the cinema, you start watching the film, what are you going to think? You're going to watch the film and think, oh, I'm here now. The end of the film hasn't happened yet. You get to the middle of the film and now your consciousness is like, oh, the past, the end of the film, the beginning of the film's happened and that's happened. That's the past. It no longer exists. All that exists is right here. But also the future doesn't exist either because there's nothing there, right? There's nothing that's been created. I need to see what happens. But you know that just by hearing that sounds a bit stupid because you know that the film was already made before it even got to the cinema. The film's just now unraveling and the light, aka your consciousness, is shining onto that film as it's unraveling. But the past, the present, the future already exist. So if you want me to do a video explaining how this works in more detail, then let me know in the comments. And hit the like button if you're getting any value from this video so far too. It always helps the channel and helps spread this message to allow more people to awaken, more people to understand the truth that's been hidden for so long. So do your part, hit the like button if you got any value and if you want this message to be spread out to even more people so that they can unlock the truth in themselves and become their greatest versions too. So taking that film, we know that, okay, past, present, future, it exists. Now, what if there was a path between your past, present, future? Let's say there's a path between your right now and the future where all your dreams, all your desires, all your success, all your goals have been achieved, right? That thing that maybe you visualize, you have on your vision board, you want to achieve, whether it's a loving relationship, money, millions, billions, whether it's the best health, the best physique, spiritual growth, whatever it is. Imagine that exists already, that timeline exists where you have all of that and more than you could even imagine. Now imagine from now to there is this optimal path, right? This path of least resistance, not saying that there won't be challenges, right? Not saying that things won't happen that you won't like. But as we grow in the spiritual journey, this is all about us unlocking new levels of consciousness to deal with those challenges. So that one challenge to you that before would seem big, no longer seems big. It's just the path. It's just the path of least resistance to your dream outcome. Right? And obviously we can go deeper into this and not waiting for your goals to feel happy, feeling happy now. That's a whole different topic on the power of now, right? But just take this analogy that you here and your goal here, right? That this path already exists. And take this analogy that you don't just exist in this physical form, right? Even science says everything is energy, energy is everything, right? Energy can't be created or destroyed, only transferred, okay? And I did a physics degree, so I can tell you this, okay? I didn't get the best physics degree, but I got a physics degree, okay? So that's what they say in science. But right now, energy can't be created or destroyed, only transferred. So you are living here. What happens when you die? Is that it? Finito? That's a different topic, but let's just share that when you die doesn't quite mean what you think it means, right? You are living in this physical form, but also are a multi-dimensional being that is living in other dimensions at the same time. AKA, you have a higher self. Whether some people call that God, the universe, higher self, soul, oversoul, whatever you call it, there is some form of your energy that has more perspective than you, that can see the whole film roll, whereas right now you can only see this little square, 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 as now is moving. Your higher self can see everything, can see the optimal path. So what if your higher self sees this? The universe is streaming at every moment your most optimal path to your greatest destiny path. But the problem that most people have is that they don't know how to access this stream. right? We know how to access different streams online and watch different films, watch different things, right? I'm not promoting that you stream online, okay, in case YouTube says anything, but people know how to do that. But most people don't know how to stream to themselves. So, and the reason why this happens is because the streaming, let's say the streaming right now is at 102.2 FM, right? Your most optimal path, your intuition. The intuition that guides you. Even for example, a few months ago, I was in Egypt with my girlfriend. Some of you may know my girlfriend, Just Polly. Make sure to check out her channel. She's doing amazing stuff in spirituality and stuff. We was in Egypt together. And then what happens is we're sitting at this table eating food. Then all of a sudden, Polly's pouring the salt. There's no salt, okay? And obviously sometimes you like salt, so you want to pour salt. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the table next to us and just grab the salt from the table. I stand up, go grab the salt. But as I'm there, I have this feeling that don't grab this salt, grab the salt that's over there on like this table that's like 4 or 5 tables away. And I was like, why would I do that? Why would I go from here with the salt's just here and go all the way over there to grab that salt? But what happened? On this journey, this is prior to me understanding exactly how intuition works. And was actually at a point where I was just testing out intuition. You know that phase where sometimes you get an intuitive hit and you're like, is this intuition or is this my mind? Is this intuition or is this not real? Right? I was in that phase. So I was like, you know what? Let me test this. I grabbed the salt I wanted to grab. I grabbed the salt over there that I felt the call to grab. I come back and instantly as I picked up the salt that was closest, I knew what had happened. I tipped it, nothing came out. I kid you not even a grain of salt came out of that thing. Then I picked up the one where I felt that calling to go to. Literally, it was night and day. Empty to full. Tipped it out, boom, salt comes out. Now, I know initially this may seem like a bit of a, what has this got to do with intuition? This has got everything to do with intuition. Your life path from now to your ultimate destiny, your highest, greatest destiny path is everything there. The most optimal path from me. Think about it. If I didn't listen to that intuition, what would have happened? I would have gone up, grabbed that salt, picked it up, not working, then had to stand up, go find another one, probably not work as well, then till I found that one that works. But instead of that, my intuition was streaming that don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. It was just like, go to that one. Now the problem is, your intuition 90% of the time will not make sense to your logical mind. But my question to you is, what is your logical mind? Your logical mind is just preconditioned thoughts, ideas, programming from society, from your childhood, from peers who, let's be frank, majority of people out there haven't got things figured out. So that programming that you're getting is not quite the most figured out piece of programming. So your logical mind is not so logical. I invite you to just play with that thought. Your logical mind is not so logical. So 9% of the times, your intuitive hit will shake your mind to a point where you'll be like, why would I do that? The salt's right here, why would I go there? And I'm sure you can think of any situations in your life where that's happened. For example, maybe you had a feeling to speak to someone, but it's like, why would I just speak to that random person, right? Why would I go over there? I don't even know that person. But then when you go to speak to them or they speak to you later, you realize, oh my gosh, we're just hitting it off. This person's amazing. There's a reason. Maybe there's a business idea, there's a collaboration, or even just having fun, right? That's ultimately leading to your highest purpose. Or maybe what's happening is not only do we have that intuitive hit, that optimal path, or maybe you've even had a situation where, I don't know, you had that feeling to hug a tree. It doesn't make sense. It's like, why would I hug a tree? Oh my gosh, I'm going to seem like a weirdo if I'm hugging this tree. This doesn't make sense. But then you hug the tree and you feel amazing. You hug the tree, you learn something new, you get an insight. Or maybe you don't listen to that intuitive hit, you don't hug it, then you carry on living your life the normal way, the way that doesn't actually allow you to achieve what you're destined to achieve, which is what 98% of people on this planet are living right now. Not their highest purpose, their normal purpose. And now the reason why you've even seen this video, right, been called to attract, to click on this video, to watch this point, is because you know that there's something greater for you that you're destined for. So sometimes in life it may seem silly. It may seem, why would I speak to that person? Why would I hug that tree? Why would I invest 10K in that program? Why would I get that salt that's all the way over there when there's one here? But sometimes your most optimal path doesn't make sense. Just like a child, when a parent says, oh no, don't walk that path, walk that path. Because the parent's higher, the parent has more life experience, the parent can see, if they walk that path, they may fall in the water. If they walk that path, they're going to be dry, it's going to get them quicker there. But then the child's like, why would I listen to the parent? No, why? I want to go this way. That's the mind, right? The mind is there thinking, why would I do that? I'm going to do it my way, the egoic mind. But if we listen to our hearts, listen to our intuition, then not only, yes, it may not make sense in the beginning, but I guarantee you, and the reason why I say guarantee you is because every time from learning this, and first of all, in that testing phase of, does intuition work? Is this my intuition? Is it not? Listening to the voice, listening to the feeling, listening to the gut feeling. Every time, this is not a 8 out of 10 times, a 9 out of 10 times, a majority of the times. Every time I've listened to that feeling, there has always been a positive reason for it. It has always got me to my goal quicker. It has always got me to interact with people that I was going to interact with anyway quicker. It has always got me to achieve something that I was going to achieve quicker. And every time that I don't, I always see after, oh, I should have spoken to that person. Oh, I should have went that longer way round. Oh, I should have done that. Every single time. Now, why is this? Is because your optimal path is streaming 100% of the time. Now, the reason why you may feel sometimes I get intuition, sometimes I don't, is because, well, two things. First of all, is that you're either picking up your mind or you're picking up your intuition, which comes from your heart. Your heart picks this up. And scientific experiments have shown this, that your heart can even pick up things that are going to happen before you even see them happening. This has been proven, right? This has been proven. You can go to Gaia, watch some documentary on it right now, okay? Now, once that happens, mind may interfere and you might be like, hold on, is this... I'm getting a thought to do this, but I'm getting a feeling to do this. Which one's intuition? That's one thing, right? Second thing, the reason why you don't hear your intuition is because mind is actually engaged. The only time intuition comes through is when mind is disengaged, which for majority of people is a fraction of a second, right? Fraction of a moment. But that's when it comes in. It comes in. Even in that fraction of a moment where you're not thinking and all of a sudden, boom, it can access that 102.2 FM. It's there. But majority of people are not at 102.2 FM, they're at 95.8 FM, which is the reality that most people are at day-to-day life, work, hustle. Now what happens? Your intuition streaming, it's not saying that God, the universe, isn't telling you what to do, it's there. But your mind is engaged, which disengages from that 102.2 FM. So all you need to do to be able to access your intuition, to be able to access your heart feeling, your gut feeling, your higher feeling, is disengage your mind. Give yourself space to be. The more you do, the less you be. Obviously, the goal is for balance to do and be, but majority of people are not being, they're doing. And even when they think they're being, they're doing. Just think back to when you're meditating. How easy is it for you to switch off the thoughts? Right? If it's not so easy and thoughts still come, the chances are during that meditation, you're not getting the full effects from that meditation. So this is why it's crucial for us to disengage the mind, disengage our thinking, and actually be in this present moment to allow this 102.2 FM to not just be streamed to us 100% of the time, but for us to perceive it 100% of the time. So if you got any value from this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you want to discover how you can maybe tap into your presence even more, let me know in the comments. I will be doing a video on this very soon as well. But let me know in the comments, and if enough people want to see, I'll do the video even quicker and push it forward on my schedule. I don't have a posting schedule, guys, so if you want to keep up with my content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification button so that you don't miss any more of my content. It's been a pleasure streaming this information from not only myself but higher self to you, and allowing us to really wake up and acknowledge the truth of life. So keep doing your thing, keep being your greatest version, and remember that your intuition is always talking to you. It's just for you to listen. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.